Welcome to Top Table Gaming. In this video I'm going to be talking about my top 5 heroes of the Shire. Welcome guys to this video of the Middle-earth SBG. I'm Top Table Ben, and at Top Table Towers I'm sure you all know we are super excited for the upcoming Scouring of the Shire supplement, which has got me thinking about my top 5 Hobbit heroes from the Shire faction. It's difficult to imagine the peaceful folk of the Shire picking up arms and fighting, but under the right circumstances and with the right leadership they can be pretty effective. Generally their profiles reflect this, and Hobbits are some of the cheapest warriors available in the game. Obviously, when the Scouring of the Shire supplement lands, it's going to throw a spanner in the works, and my top 5 may change. So this list is only going to be looking at profiles available as of the beginning of June 2019, and not any that will be included as part of the upcoming supplement. As always, these thoughts are my own, and other gamers may make better use of different heroes. If there are any that you agree or disagree with, then please let me know in the comments below. So let's take a look at my top 5. At number 5, I gone with the infamous Lobelia Sackville Baggins. What is not to love about the Lobelia model? With her umbrella in the air, she looks ready to launch a furious tirade at anyone who gets in her way. At a minuscule 15 points, Lobelia is never going to be a top level fighter, unlike some of the profiles I've talked about in previous videos. With a fight value of only 2, strength 1 and only 1 attack and wound, she really isn't going to be winning many combats. And even if she does luckily manage to, she's only armed with an umbrella. The umbrella is not mightier than the sword special rule, means that when she wins a combat she will never make strikes. Where Lobelia is very useful though, is for her other special rule, Furious Tirade. When within 6 inches of Lobelia, no warrior model may benefit from a hero standfast, which applies to both friend and foe. Obviously the downside is that your own models could be effective. However, when played carefully, she can be placed well away from your warriors when it's time to start taking standfast courage tests. On the plus side, if your opponent is broken and you want to make sure that their warriors aren't able to benefit from their hero standfast, get her in front and centre. This works especially well against low courage warriors such as orcs and ruffians. Late game, Lobelia can be a godsend, so keep her safe and in the back lines until you need her. In at number 4 is Farmer Maggot. Farmer Maggot has a pretty standard Hobbit hero stat line. With fight 3, strength 3, 2 wounds, 2 attacks and a single point of might, he isn't a combat powerhouse. But what makes him unique is that Grip, Fang and Wolf, his 3 faithful hounds, are part of his war gear and take up the first 3 slots in his warband. Whilst they're usually used to help guard Farmer Maggot's crops, they can be used to good effect in game. Their 8-inch movement adds a little more mobility to an otherwise slow moving army, so they're great for getting to objectives or helping to flank. Personally, I also love the models too, and as an animal lover I'll find any excuse to use them in game. In at number 4 is Gandalf the Grey. Whilst he can't be part of the army without losing the army bonus when some of the other heroes are around, Gandalf can help create a unique Hobbit army build. Bringing Gandalf to the table allows a Hobbit player to take Dunedain, which count as minor heroes in this force. An army of Hobbits backed up by the higher fight Dunedain with their valuable might points means that you can take an impressive sized horde army but still have the advantage of having plenty of might. Personally, I'd also use it as an excuse to use the superb Gandalf on cart model, which I feel has some added advantages in this army list, which I'll cover a little later. Gandalf the Grey is a solid spellcaster, especially with his free will point each turn. Whilst he has access to some offensive spells such as Sorcerer's Blast and Collapse Rocks, these have relatively high casting values at 5+, so they aren't going to be the most cost effective spells for you to try and cast. In my eyes, Gandalf excels at defensive spells. For example, Blinding Light, which should help keep your army safe from shooting attacks, is cast on a 2+. Terrifying Aura, which makes Gandalf hardest to charge, is cast on a 2+. And Protection of the Valar, which means that the caster of a friendly model within 3 inches cannot be targeted by a magical power or special rules. Channel versions of these spells are even better, with Blinding Light becoming a permanent 12-inch anti-shooting bubble and Protection of the Valar making it impossible to target any model within 3 inches with a magical power. Now this is where Gandalf's cart becomes super valuable. The bigger base size means that Gandalf can affect even more of the battlefield than he could if he was simply on a 25mm or 40mm base. Add to this that Gandalf has increased mobility and is a little more durable. For 25 points I think his cart is a steal when used in this force. In at number 2 is Frodo the Nine Fingers. Named after having his finger bitten off during his fight with Gollum at Mount Doom, the returning Frodo is very much a changed character than who he was when he first set out on his journey, and his profile does reflect this. His "it will never really heal" special rule means that Frodo may never charge or make strikes against an enemy in combat, which represents his vow to never deal out death and judgment after all the tragedy he has seen. Although this could be a frustrating rule, Frodo's role on the battlefield is not to be in amongst the fighting, but instead to provide support and leadership. His "home is the hero" special rule means that Frodo counts as a banner to any hobbit model within 6 inches. To an army that has access to neither spears or banners, this is a really valuable tool, and the extra roll during combats can make all the difference. By mounting him on a pony, you get the extra advantage of a slightly larger area of effect, and the extra movement which can help you get Frodo to where you need him most. Now, number 1 was a really tough choice for me, and picking between 2 just proved too difficult. This iconic duo were in my eyes the real heroes during the Scouring of the Shire, so I included both in my number 1 slot, and they are of course Meriadoc and Peregrine, captains of the Shire. As with all of the hobbits, their stat lines aren't anything to write home about, however they both bring some great bonuses to the table. Merry's Horn of the Ridmark gives all hobbits +1 to their courage, certainly very useful for charging Terrifier models or for harrying around late game. Pippin's Against All Odds special also makes him ever so slightly better at taking down heroes or monsters, as he gets to reroll all failed to wound rolls against them. Whilst this is a situational rule, it does help reflect his deeds throughout the trilogy. Where these guys really excel though is the buffs that they can offer to the hobbits in their warbands. Merry can upgrade Hobbit Militia to battling brandybucks at a cost of a point, upgrading their strength from 2 to 3. This is especially useful against Defense 5 and Defense 7 enemies, as the to wound value is decreased by 1. Pippin can upgrade any Hobbit archers in his warband to Tookish Hunters for a point each, which increases their fight value from 2 to 3. Very important in helping them win combats against lower fight warriors. Both Merry and Pippin are heroes of valour, so may take up to 15 warriors as part of their warband. The cost of these upgrades, in my mind, is absolutely worth it, and should try and fill out these warbands with battling brandybucks and Tookish Hunters wherever possible. So that's my top 5 Shire heroes. What do you guys think? Have I missed any out, or would you have put them in a different order? Make sure that you're letting me know in the comments below. See you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching guys. If you haven't done so already, please check out the links in the description below. There you'll find our Patreon, which helps fund the channel, as well as our Element Games affiliate link, which helps us continue to bring you unboxings of loads of new stuff. We're all over social media, so go and check it out. And if you want to join a fun, friendly and growing community, why not head over to the Top Table Gaming Community Facebook page.